now about to go into Lough Derg. It's a pilgrimage place. People come here and they get a wee boat. Oh, there's a wee well up there. Hey, it might be worth checking that wee well out. Well, but a lot of pilgrimage places don't want dogs. Apparently, dogs aren't going to go to heaven, like. I was thinking about it. I mean, you think all the great leaders, and all the not so great leaders, but who were great. So if I take the Queen, for example, the Queen of England and the Commonwealth and all that, she has her corgis. The President of America, they've had dogs. Hitler, he had dogs. They all have dogs in their houses. All these big country states all had dogs in their houses. You know, the workers, they had to live on the top floors and cellars and all the ways, and they had to keep out of they wanted to show their face. But they still had dogs who could sit in the big grand rooms with them. The only ones you don't see with dogs, and that's priests. I have yet to see a priest walking a dog. I don't know. I can't say I know many priests, but I have yet to see a priest walking a dog. I've yet to go to them houses the priests live and you see dogs running around the gardens. The clergyman, I don't go to church like, but the clergyman at my local church, he's a dog. He's barking in the garden. But so when you come to pilgrimage places like this, is the way I'm getting on to the point. They have a pilgrim's walk there at the end. Fuck us. See, you try to ring people all morning, they don't listen. As soon as you go to video, then you know, that's always the way, always the way. You know, you try talking to these people, they never listen. They have a pilgrim's walk there over at the side. I was here about a month ago, and I taped this, and I wiped the video card out, I wiped the SD card out. So it's cloudy today, we've done a return. This is part 2, Willow. We didn't enjoy too much the first time, but you know, we've got to make videos. I'm like, I can't make Willow goes to such a place if Willow doesn't take part. Mom, see that there, look. I wish, who wants them? I could have scrubbed that. Look how the curb's low. God was looking down on us there, Willow. They don't allow dogs on the pilgrim's walk. I don't get it, like, why not? Obviously it's not going now because of COVID. Some interesting stuff here. The only thing I don't get about a pilgrim place, I take it the whole idea of it is you've done a sin that's bigger than normal sins. I could be wrong, that's just my view. You've done a sin that's bigger than normal sins. Or maybe you've done piles and piles and piles of small sins you've forgotten that it's far handy just come here and get like a clean out like. But you come here, you get the boat out that island. Is it 3 days, 3 nights or whatever? Weekend, I don't know how long they spend. No information boards here to tell you. There's an information centre, so that would probably tell you everything if it was open. But because of COVID, it's not. You go out there anyway, and I think it might be bread and water. You don't get the three-course lunch. There's the building in front. It looks a wee bit like Alcatraz, to be honest. Like, there's a new bit there, like flats, but the actual dome bit, it's like Brixton Prison or one of them places. Bearing in mind, it's probably built with the same people who built Brixton Prison. It's same type of stone, same type of architecture. So maybe it's meant to be that type of atmosphere. That's back in the days of workhouses and all that. Like, they made these buildings so you walked up to them and you go, a bit like that. There's a shed there to maintain the boat. They pull the boat out of the water there. You do what they have to do to it. That must be the boat they're using now. I don't know if it is or not. They might have a bigger one out there. Or there's a bigger one over there. But when you see the original boat that's up there, the original one was a big rowing boat. That's impressive. It's a bit like the Queen. The Queen, because she's the head of a commonwealth, she can't go around on a wee tiny small ship. So she had the biggest yacht. It's a word difference, but you know, the thing is, it was the biggest yacht on the seas. Whatever was it? It's called it a ship, it was a wee small ship. That's a boat there, it's not a very big boat. The boat they had up before was a big rowing boat. It would be the biggest rowing boat you've seen. I'll get a wee videotape off it. It is massive. It was impressive. But now instead of the rowing boat, they got that wee thing. It doesn't look safe. Yeah, maybe that's just made to get the priests and stuff out, a wee shuttle thing. But it looks dodgy, like, I know God's looking down on you and all that, but I'm saying that, they still got the life jackets. So, I'm not putting all the faith in God and stuff, but there's security coming. They're going to punish me now, like. It's not so bad, but it doesn't matter what you do here, they have to forgive you. That young boys driving that boat like them young boys drive the tractors down Buncrana Main Street. See what it drives like if he gets a couple of priests on it. Trying to handbrake turner like. I'll tell you what, but he was letting me turn the key and it went. There was no way. I've never seen anybody start a boat as quick as that. He virtually just dropped, went on that boat and went. You know, my boys are always flapping around with ropes and things, and always wife are boating people are always flapping around. Some caravanners are the same. He's a bit like me in our caravan, and he just got into that boat and drove off. How's that for timing, Pet? We have some good timing on our shots. With trains going under the fire bridge and boys hopping into boats. Hey, this place is empty. There's nobody here. This is probably just maintenance. And that boy happened to come. He just drove the car on there, got out, and the boat and away. So we'll take this wee walk around the palm. I'll keep an eye on him now to see where he drives on to that island. Come on now, Willow. But as I say, if in theory, let's say they had a sign up here, no photography. Just say they did have, and I was to take a photograph. They couldn't call the Garda because the Christians had had to forgive you. What are we drinking water? Imagine if they're pulling a boat up here and one of them hurts a finger. Suppose they say, oh, Jesus and Joseph and Mary, maybe that's what they come out with. They couldn't come out, oh fuck, that hurt. I have to, oh Jesus and Mary. Something like that, Willow. Look, it's turning on now. It's turning on. He didn't put nothing on the boat. He didn't put no shopping on it. Probably some priest saying, hey Paddy, come on over and get me out of this hole here. This thing runs doing my head on. I need to get away from here for a while. Grab that wee boat and get out here quick. And then none just saying, thank God, Father, or whoever else is getting off, doing our head on. He's worse than Father Ted. Never watched Father Ted, watched the old one. I downloaded all the Father Teds there before I came away to watch some of them. I must watch some of Father Ted's. I was saying earlier on, what I don't understand about these pilgrimages. You must have had to do a really, really bad sin to come out to a place like this. Now, locals will just pop on for a refresh, but a pilgrim should be somebody who travels. So in theory, you can have somebody from Dublin who walks the whole way here. They've got to you just can't hop on an Uber taxi, like, that's a bit of cheating, like. You've got to have a wee bit of struggle in it. And then when you get to the island, the struggle goes on for another couple of days. And then you get off the island. That's it. Cured. Free. You're back to being a wee spring chicken again. But what I don't understand, if you've got a really bad son, and I can mention piles of sons, but if I mention the whole pile, where do you draw the line? Do you call a father who rapes his daughter a normal son? Or do you count a paramilitary who executes an informer? And you may take a paramilitary who executes an informer and he later finds out, a couple of years later, that the informer wasn't an informer. And he's going to feel real guilty that he killed an innocent man. In which case he may come and ask for forgiveness. But does that count if he killed an innocent man compared to he was right and he did kill an informer but wants forgiveness? Where do you draw the line? Can he come out here, in theory, can he come out here, eat bread and water for 3 days and everything's alright? Surely, rather than ask for it, if you really believed and you really repented, you don't need to eat bread and water for 3 days. You go and you apologise. You go and you try and make up for what you done wrong. Telling the truth would be a start. Admitting would be a start. But if you've done a sin on somebody and they're still alive, unless they have forgiven you, coming out here can't do any good. Because a priest may say you're forgiven, but if that girl still really hates her father for raping her, the hate's still there, then they turn around and say it's her fault. He's okay, he's going to heaven, but because she wants to hold hate, that's her own fault. And that means she's been sinned against twice. It can't be right. And the way I look at it, if there is a God up there, this is my own theory, like, you take Willow here. Willow must look at me as though I'm God. I know everything. And sometimes I know when she's going scrounging and all the rest, because I can see her up to mischief. And after she's ate something, she always licks her lips. And I know she's ate something, and she doesn't know that I know she's ate something. She thinks she might have got away with it. But Willow has done wrong. But I love Willow so much that I can never punish her. Doesn't matter what if she shits in the house, if she books up in the chair, I love that wee thing the day she dies. So if God loves us all, how could we put anybody in hell? No matter what you do. You couldn't. There's that wee bust out there. And if he could, would you want to be in his house? Would you want to be in a house of somebody who could do that? And back to the theory that you don't see a priest with a dog. There's no dogs up in that house barking. If dogs don't go to heaven, I don't want to be in a place where I can't meet up with Lucy and Shadow and Max and Asbo and wee Willow. I want to be where they are. So the plugging must be still going to take place. They have signs on the seats separating people. So there might be one still out there now. Well, the visitor centre's closed. Or maybe that's just for the normal people out there. I'm sure you've got caretakers and everybody else, and cleaners and catering staff. Well, you don't need many catering staff for bread and water, Willow. But I would say the priests and the nuns, after they give the bread and water, they're going back into the private apartments and they're having a big do. They're on the Apple Max doing their spreadsheets to see how much money they made that month. You see, a business like that there, if a business like that done the job right, they'd be out of business. Because if you got the word out and people stopped sinning, they wouldn't have sinners to go and they wouldn't be able to stay open. And saying that, the doors of that place is open today. Are they allowed to open now? Can you go in there? I don't know. There's a pilgrim's path there. No dogs allowed. Well, I mean, somebody left the ice cream can there, like, that's an odd can. If that's a sunflower stout, like, they need to start praying for that. They didn't recycle it, Willow. They didn't recycle it. I don't know, but like, your one's coming to place like this here and doing that in the front door. Well, somebody done something on me, and they're really sorry, and the comments said they're really sorry. You couldn't hold it against them. It's all forget about it. But if somebody does something on you and they say they're sorry, but they still keep doing it, then it doesn't matter if they go there. There's times, Willow, I turn her head that quick, so bust my lip, don't you, Willow? But I may swear about it at the time, but I know it was an accident. It's not there, that's no good for dogs, is it? But there was a path, we've seen the same one time. Look. Do not bring dogs on the walk, and please bring your litter home. If you open a gate, please shut it. It's not a vague Christian message. I don't know. It's not just the Catholic Church. I don't like any church. The days of doing what your priest is over. People who don't go to church don't know right and wrong. Animals know right and wrong. If tigers were fighting over a mate and one surrenders, the other one knows it's surrendered. Or stags or whatever. They still know right and wrong. They're not Christians. Somebody broke that too. It's broken a couple of places. It must be frost damage. It's getting warmer, well, wasn't it? There's no sun yet, but it's getting warmer. We'll up and see this big boat now, Pat. This big boat here is worth a seat. Where's Willow going? Oh, you would find the buns, like. There's statues and everything at the front. You don't care about them. You go around and you find the bun. Typical Willow. Typical. I'm going to look at some history here, Pat, where you look at the bun. If Willow was touring the world, she would get a bun, a photograph taken beside the bun of the Eiffel Tower, a bun beside the pyramids, a bun beside the White House. That's about all her photographs. They've been the bun and the whole lot. There's a wee bit of history now. The name St. Patrick was built 50 metres from here. Didn't say what the rate. It was only 50 metres from here. Why not just put it where it was built? It's only 50 metres. The builder was Charlie McLaughlin from Killybegs. We were in Killybegs one time, well. Measuring 50 feet long by 12 feet 6 inches wide, the boat was licensed to carry 150 passengers, probably 160 people now, but bearing in mind, when it was licensed for 150 people, people were smaller. You wouldn't get 150 in there now. 12 men rowed the boat with its 4 oars until the early 60s, after which the motorised St. Bridget towed it. Oh, so they towed it then. They didn't put an outboard in the back like they towed it. You wouldn't think that, but towing it's a good idea. That's in German there. Aye, first time to see that. I'm not sure what that one is. Probably French. La St. Patrick, that's French. So, it's the first time to see that. Aye, not everybody sees us here. This is an exclusive. This is an exclusive. If you ever wonder what's inside the round tower, spare chairs and water bottles. So there you are now. All the tourists who come here over the years, and none of them knows what's in that cupboard. That's an exclusive. See, if you had a boat now, you still might know how many tons it carries, wouldn't you? But that would have been impressive seeing that with 150 people on it. You know, the ones in the middle, the feet when you reach, the ones would have sat here around the sides and put their feet there. You know, you put all the wee wains there, like. No, there wouldn't be wains on it, would there? Wee wains wouldn't have sinned enough to go on a boat. It's all the adults. All the ones who do adultery and all that pet. 2 times. Oh, they all mischief, I'll tell you. There's some sinners are not there, I'll tell you. And they come back all nice and clean. The beams in the floor have been patched up. You see them ones have been cut, the rotten bits taken out. There's a full beam, even that's been patched up. Most of the beams in the floor have been patched up. Maybe that's why they had to retire it. Bottom beams were starting to rot and decay. But as far as joinery goes, it's a bit dodgy looking, I think. There's a lot of holes and all in it now where the nuts and all come out. So maybe in original day, it wouldn't have been all chopped up like that. It's been patched up that many times. I'd say that paint's not helping it either. The paint won't let the wood breathe. Somebody splashed on paint to make it look pretty. Back in the day it was built, there was nice stuff full of lead and all that. Bitumens and all sorts of cancer causing chemicals they're not allowed to use nowadays. Oh, that's a wee bit dodgy there. You know what's happening there? They built this to hold the boat up, which is all very well. But that bit of the boat there was still cracking. See the cracks here? And some boy says, hey boys, it's going to fall apart on us. So they put that wee job in there to hold it up. But apparently it's bad for a boat to be out of water. A boat's not supposed to be out of water. Because if that was in the water, you'd have the full weight of that boat pushing down on the floor. By having the boat sitting like that, the floor's, instead of pushing in the ways, the floor's pulling out the ways. So boats don't want to be out of water, they're not designed for it. It should have a proper, you know when you get a wee Airfix model, and you get your wee plastic base to hold things, it should have a thing like that, an iron cradle, to support the bottom. Oh, a bit of a hole there. You're looking about bored now. Will we head back to the car, will we, honey? Head back to the car, go back to the caravan and we'll get something for our tummies. And then we'll see what all exciting things we're going to do through it today. I'd lost the door's not open, but I don't think it is open to the public yet. There's not a couple of tourists down there. Because like the storage cupboard's open. Maybe it's just one I'm doing a wee bit of spring cleaning. Hey, you hear the underground going out there? That young boy going out in the boat, he must be doing a bit of DIY out there. No, no, CCTV. That's not very Christian, is it? Come on now, Willow. Wasn't there something about when Jesus was on a boat, on a storm, and all the disciples were panicking, shit, this boat's going to sink. How can you lie there and have a sleep and you're about to die, like? And they didn't have enough of faith. They put CCTV cameras. Surely, there may be turmoil going around them, you know, vandalism and all the rest, but so they not just sleep through it. Don't worry about it. Well, that's all the excitement over here for a while. Look at off car park. So there must be tourists who just come out here to see the place, who's not going on the island. Have a car park this size. Although I haven't seen anywhere for coaches. Mustn't bring them by the busload. Oh well.